have the wrong camera angle. Let's do that again. Hello, friends. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Chalk Couture. So I'm so glad that you're here this evening. When you hop on, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you are watching from. Also, tell me what the weather's like there. It was a beautiful 40 or 50 degree day, and after last week's really cold temperatures, it was such a nice treat. I do want to let you know that I am live on 3 different channels this evening. I'm live on my business page. I'm live in my Facebook private crafty group, the Robin's Egg Blue Creations Crafty Collab. And I'm also live on my YouTube channel. And I tell you that because if you happen to hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed, I didn't want you to be confused. That viewer may be watching and commenting from a different platform. Also, if you happen to be watching from my private group, please give StreamYard access to your profile name and your profile pic. There is a link to that access in the description of the video. Just click that link. That way you show up under your Facebook name and your profile pic. Otherwise, you just show up as Facebook user, and I don't know who to say hi to. So, also, I want to let you know that tonight is my 98th video. I started at the end of May going live. I punched fear in the face and decided to hit that live button, and I've been doing it 2 to 3 times a week ever since. So tonight is my 98th video. That means my 100th video is coming up this weekend, and I normally go live on Saturday, but I think because I want to make a big old party out of it, I'm going to try to go live on Friday evening to celebrate that 100th episode. And so I hope to do some giveaways. I hope to have a little bit of a party atmosphere. So I hope you join me. It'll probably be around 7:45 or 8 on a Friday evening. So hopefully you can join me. Let's see. I've got a few viewers on. Jason is watching from upstairs. Hello. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my overhead view on. So last fall, I took this generic container candle that I got from Walmart. I took the label off. I removed all of the adhesive, and I made it really cute for fall. There's a cute little label on it. And I also used the mini buffalo plaid transfer to put some buffalo plaid all around it. It is way past fall, and it is time to give this candle a little bit of an update. And I need to burn it because it smells good. So the cool thing about these are you can take these inexpensive container candles from like Dollar General, Walmart, even your Bath and Body Works candles. You can just take the label off and remove the adhesive, and they make a perfect surface that you can redesign on over and over. So I've removed the tag, and I can just add this to my fall stash and either put it back on the candle in the fall, or I can use it for something else. But I want to show you the magic of Chalk Couture. So I'm going to bring in some paper towels just because this can get a little messy. I'm going to bring in my paste scraper, but you can also just use a debit card, or if you have one of those brown Pampered Chef scrapers from when you bought your stoneware, those work as well. I'm going to turn my fan out. So one of the coolest things about Chalk Couture is that on specific surfaces like glass, Chalk Couture chalkboards, and most metals, is that even though this is hard to the touch, it is not coming off when it's dry, is that I can re-wet it, and it will reactivate that paste and turn it back into a liquid form. And look, you can already see some of it on my paper towel. So I can completely remove this design just with some basic water and a little bit of elbow grease, but not much. And you don't even have to have a paste scraper. You could use a rag or a sponge and get the paste off. This just kind of helps make it go a little faster. So see, I'm just scraping that paste off. You just keep scraping it. And while you're watching me scrape, this would be a great time to hit that heart button, tap that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, spread the Chalk love all over Facebook and YouTube, tag your crafty friends, all that fun stuff. And if Facebook happens to not be giving you notifications, or you're missing your YouTube notifications, or you really just don't want to turn those on because that just kind of jumbles up your phone, I do have a new Telegraph group chat that you're welcome to join, and I can send you out my own notifications when I go live. The link is in the description of the video. So you can join and it's a free app. You don't have to pay anything. I promise not to spam you, but it's a great way. If you're not on Facebook a whole lot, to see notifications and other posts, it's a great way to stay up to date. So I can message out, like restock information, things, low quantity information, but mostly just to notify you when I go live. So that link is in the description of the video. I'm gonna get another paper towel. I just about got it off. Pretty easy to remove, and not a whole lot of mess. I'd say the first time you go to redesign on a candle after you've taken off the label and the adhesive, I would rub it down with either some Windex or just some rubbing alcohol, just to get any adhesive residue off, to get all the oils off from where you've touched it with your hands. But I'm not going to do that this time because I think it'll be good to go. I'm just trying to get all that buffalo plaid off. Spray my mat down. Get all that off so my candle doesn't pick it back up. Okay, I think I got most of that off. So I'm just bringing in a towel to try to get most of that off. And just like that, we have a clean blank candle to add fun stuff to. So let's put that away. I have quite a few transfers. Some sadly are retired, but I just went through my stash. This one is Hello, I Love You. It is currently in the catalog. And I will have a cart link for all of the supplies that I use. I was running a little late today, so I will do that after the video. I also have the Valentine minis from this year, but I think these are also retired. But I do have a set of last year's minis that I'd be more than happy to sell somebody. Also have this Love Brings Us Home. I was going to use the striped heart and the little heart as accents. I think I'm going to use the love on the tag, and then I thought I would incorporate this heart. These two are from the house pattern cutouts, and they are also retired. But again, I have a new unused set of this transfer in my stash. Just message me and I can let you know what about those. I'm going to grab a wet wipe because I have black paste all over my fingers. Don't forget, if you hop on, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. I've got a multi-tool and a detail tool. It kind of helps keep my candle from going all over my table. So I'm going to pull out the Hello, I Love You. And if you've ever watched me chalk on glass, you know that you have to fuzz those transfers. I have used this transfer a few times, but because it's glass, you want to fuzz quite a few times, because it doesn't matter how many times you fuzz, it will stick really strongly to glass. Hello, Bonita. How are you? You're never late. Better late than never, I say. It's okay. I was kind of late myself. So again, I'm just going to fuzz a few more times, because even though I fuzzed quite a bit, you'll notice that when I go to pull this off, it'll still be super sticky. So I'm just going to try to get this as even as possible. The nice thing is this has a little lip up here, so I can kind of use that as a guide. It's close enough. So now I just got to figure out colors. Once you figure out transfers, the second hardest thing is to figure out colors. And I pulled out white, peony, black velvet, and candy apple, the standard Valentine palette. But now I just have to figure out where they're all going to go. I think I may do the black and hello, the hello in black. I might do I love you in red. I'm just kind of burnishing that down. And then do some of the hearts and some of the in like pink and white. So let's open our paste jars. How was everyone's weekend? Anyone do anything fun? I played some bingo, which was a lot of fun. I didn't win anything, but I came pretty darn close a few times. Okay, so I'm just using this cut down mini squeegee. So it was this size, and I've cut it down to make it smaller. And I'm just going to dip it in the Chalkology paste, and this one is candy apple. And you don't need a whole lot. And I'm just going to take my squeegee. Oops, I forgot to give you the spiel about these transfers. Let me get this chalked, and then so these are silkscreen reusable transfers, so you can reuse them about 8 to 12 times depending on how well you take care of them. They do have a silkscreen mesh, so all of the inside pieces of the letters, like the O and the E's and the dots to the I's, they're all contained within the silkscreen, so you don't have any loose parts that you have to worry about, like you would with a vinyl stencil or a vinyl decal, and you don't have the bridges like you would in the Mylar stencils that I used over the weekend. Because I don't want this to dry in my silk screen, I'm going to pull it up. I'm just going to paste and peel, and then I'm just going to place it back down. But I just don't want that paste to dry in my silk screen mesh. Ooh, just about stuck my finger in it. So I'm just going to dry this. And then I'm going to make sure that my candle, the glass part, isn't hot, warm, because I don't want it to melt my transfer. So now I'm just going to burnish down hello. And then we will come in with a different squeegee, and I'll pick up some black velvet. Paste, and I'm just going to run the squeegee down the silk screen area. Flip it over. I'm going to go away from the other portion of the design so that I don't run into it. And I've learned to do the black last because inevitably I'll end up with black everywhere if I don't. Black will cover up the other colors, but the other colors usually don't mix well with black. Okay, so I removed the excess. I put it back in my jar. And now I'm going to remove the transfer. It's still pretty sticky, even though I fuzzed it quite a bit. So there is Hello, I Love You. And I'm just going to put my transfer over here in the water. And then we're going to dry that. And I know I have a little goober right there, but I'll show you how we can clean that off. This candle smells yummy. And this quick dry tool, it doesn't get very hot, so I'm not worried about melting my candle. Jason says, I love you too. Hello, I love you. Okay, I've got gunk everywhere. So I have this little goober over here, and I have a little bit up here. I have some right there. And because it's removable on glass, I'm just going to wipe it off. Easy peasy. Okay, so that part's done. I'm going to cover my black because I don't need that. I got that one all messed up. I'm just going to pop my lids on really quick. I'm not going to close them up totally, but I want to clean that transfer so it doesn't sit in the water for very long. And so I can show you how easy it is to clean up these transfers. So I've got it in just a little tub of water, but you can take it to a utility sink, a kitchen sink, a bathroom sink, a tub, a shower. And then I'm going to grab a board eraser. So I'm just, I just like to use this tub when I'm live, just so because I don't have access to a sink otherwise. But I'm just kind of scrubbing it on the bottom of the tub. And then I'm going to get my board eraser wet. And I'm going to hold on to one side of the transfer. And I'm just going to wipe it clean. Oops. And then I'm going to take it out of the water and do the same thing. Just to make sure it's all good and clean. And I highly recommend these board erasers. They not only clean your boards, but they also clean your transfers. You can get a 2-pack for $2.99. This is what they look like when they're new. This one's well used. But every time I place an order, I get a package or two of board erasers because they're super handy. If you watched the projects that I've done with the Mylar stencils, kind of the harder plastic stencils, the board erasers work great on cleaning those as well. So now I just have a disinfecting wipe, and I'm going to wipe off the back. That helps get some of that lint that we put on when we fuzzed the transfer. It also kind of helps wick away some of that moisture that we put on. And then I'm just going to put it right back on the backer sheet. And then I will let it dry before I store it. I have also written the name on the back of the backer sheet. That way I know that this is the back side and that this transfer goes on this backer sheet. So there is that tutorial for taking care of your transfers. Got a little bit of black on this squeegee. Squeegees are easy to use and take care of. You can use the same one throughout your project by just wiping it off. So let's bring our candle back in. I have stuff, managed to get stuff all over it again. Okay, so I think I'm going to bring in a couple of these hearts. And I have not used this transfer. So you will notice that it has some cut lines here. So you can either score or cut your backer sheet apart. I prefer to keep my backer sheet together, which means I'll have one piece of backer sheet versus 4 pieces. So I just lift an edge of the transfer up, and I just put my scissors in there and I score across those cut lines. The less loose parts I have, the better organized I stay. And then little pieces to each transfer aren't floating around my craft space, and I'm not wondering which transfer they go with. So I'm going to use the striped heart and this small heart. And again, because I have not used this one at all, I'm going to fuzz it pretty good. So let's trying to decide, do I want to add? Yeah, let's add some pink in. Let's get a couple of other squeegees. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a towel. Actually, and I'm not going to score, even though there aren't any cut lines. Don't ever be scared to cut your transfers apart in weird ways. I just don't want to use this whole thing when I just want the heart. Okay, so I'll put that to the side. So this one's larger, so I'm going to kind of put it in the middle and then work around it that way. So I'm going to put my candle on the towel so I don't scratch where I've been. So I'm just going to burnish that down. And I think we'll do that one in red. I just have some candy apple paste on my squeegee. And I'm just dragging it down that silkscreen area. I'm going to put the excess back in my jar. And I think I'll only use this big one once, but we'll use the smaller ones more than once. So I'm going to put this in my water, and then we'll dry this one. So Bonita, I was mentioning earlier, I don't know if you were on yet or not, but this is my 98th video. So that means my 100th episode is coming up on over the weekend. And I think instead of doing a Saturday show, I'm going to do a 100th episode Friday night party, I think, with some giveaways. So I'll have to try to get something planned. So now I'm just going to fill in with this small heart and this striped heart. And I'm going to use pink and white. I think I'll use pink and white. So let's use this squeegee for pink. So, and with smaller transfers like this, don't be afraid to pick it up and move it and chalk it in other places before cleaning it. Sometimes you can get 3 or 4 transfers before the screen gets clogged. Bonita says, sounds like fun, and she's excited for Friday now. Yep, I got to get some plans pulled together, but I'm excited. That was quite the... when I realized I was getting close to 100. So I like to turn things different directions. This is about the only time that I don't like symmetry. Otherwise, I'm a pretty symmetrical person, except for when it comes to like adding accents and polka dots to things. See, I've gotten 2 transfers out of that. There's another. I'm going to be brave. And I may only do a portion of this. Like we'll have it going off of the neck of the jar. I'll have ribbon there, so it'll be kind of covering part of that up anyway. Let's see what happens with that. I think maybe we can get one more clear up here. Bring this one down a little bit. So we'll get one more. Let me dry this one first. I'm going to be careful and not push this part of the transfer down to where it hits that other heart, because it might have the potential to pull it off. Ooh, I'm getting messy. To do a little bit of cleanup on that one, but we can put that one in the water. Hello, Miss Amanda. Okay, so I went over the edge a little bit. So I just sprayed some water on my mat, and I just have a Q-tip here. I'm just going to wipe away where I went over the edge. So here's what we have so far. Remember, we started with a candle that had buffalo plaid chalked all over it. So we took that off. So now we have Hello, I Love You. And then we have a big red heart. And then two pink hearts on this side. And two pink hearts on this side. And now I'm going to go in with this small heart, and I'm going to fill in some of the gaps. So again, we're going to fuzz it because we're working on glass, although it's not particularly sticky. And again, remember I said you can kind of trim up your transfers as you wish. That had a lot of teal that I don't really need and just kind of gets in the way. So I trimmed it up, and we'll just fill in the blanks. And since I trimmed it, that excess transfer won't get in my way, and it won't peel up some of the other areas. So now I'm just going to go in with some bright white. And remember, I'm going to wipe away the excess. I'm going to peel it up, and I can move it around without having to clean it, as long as I get a clean swipe. So there's my second image. I think I'm going to do a few white on each side, and then I'm going to quickly clean this transfer, and we'll add in a few more. We'll add in a few more red ones. Are Miss Thea and Oliver asleep? Let's see, we'll do a white one there. See, this transfer did not feel sticky when I was fuzzing it. Like, it didn't even stick to my towel, but it's super sticky on this glass. So there is my third image. And I can probably get one more. I'm going to put one near the front. So let's squeeze one right there. Okay, so let's let those two dry. I'm going to bring in my water. I'm going to grab my board eraser that I used a little bit ago. Let's wipe that off. Then I can go in with a few red ones to tie in that red heart, make it not look so out of place. And our fuzz towel, on one side is terry cloth, on the inside it's microfiber. So I'm just going to let that sit there for a little bit. And actually, we will move on. We'll work on part of the tag while that transfer is drying. Amanda says they're upstairs with Dad, and you're making Valentine bows for Thea. Fun, fun. Or a Valentine bow. So Mama's getting her craft on. Okay, so I've got the Chalk Couture tags. And this is just the same. Well, no, I think this was a Hobby Lobby tag. And actually, now that I say that, I should probably use a Hobby Lobby tag. Okay, we're not going to use those because those tags are too big for that candle. Which, pooper scooper. I have to wonder if I have any of those tags. Hold on a sec. Food memento. I forgot that's a smaller tag. Let me go bust through my stash and see if I have some. Okay, I'm back. I found a tag. So the Chalk Couture tags are slightly bigger. They are 3 by 5. That's just too big for this candle. It's about the same size. These are tags that I get from Hobby Lobby, and they're a lot smaller. So let's cut that off because we won't need it. I think on this one, oh, that candle smells good, and that's not even being burned. I'm gonna use this heart, and then I'm gonna overlay the word love from this transfer. So I'm gonna score across this line. I just gotta figure out what color I wanna. Colors are one of the hardest things to figure out. So I'm going to fuzz this a few times. I think I'm going to do all one color for the heart. Okay. Bonita, I probably should wax this tag. But I'm going to go rogue and not wax the tag. And let's just see what happens. So I think I'll bring my candy apple back out. And my candy apple, I actually like the thicker paste versus the newer formula. It's a lot creamier and thinner. So I'm hoping I'll get lucky. This is probably too thick, but I actually like it that way. That with the thicker paste, it won't bleed, I guess is what I'm trying to spit out. Bonita says I'm such a rebel. I might regret that, but we'll see what happens. So brought my candy apple back out. You just kind of have to get a feel for, there are some designers that don't wax anything. And then there are some designers that wax everything. With this little tag, I'm not going to worry about it. Now, if it was a larger project, I probably would. While I'm in here, I'm just going to clean up the sides a little bit. And then I'm just going to give it a spray of distilled water before I shut the lid off. Jason says that I'm a renegade crafter that doesn't play by the rules. I don't think there are any rules in crafting. There's some suggested There's just suggestions, but kind of that whole thing, you do you, boo. Anita says, my grandma says rules are made just to be broken. No? Yup. Okay, I'm going to let that dry some more, but we're going to pull out our little heart again. And then we're going to, now that I've, shouldn't have, see, I don't think ahead half the time. So now let's stir that up. Get it mixed back together. I forgot I needed it. Anita, it's probably not a case of being a rebel. It's being a case of not thinking before I do things. Okay. So let's we'll just use this multi-tool that's here. Okay, so now I'm just going to add in a few red hearts. I should have put a red heart there, but I'll just put one here. So I try to make sure that they go different directions. You know, this one's pointed this way, this one's straight up and down. So I kind of want it to go opposite of all those. I wouldn't normally put two red ones together, but again, it's one of those, I didn't think it through very well. But I'm going to be the only one that probably notices that. So there's our little red heart. It sounds more fun if you're a rebel instead of just not a forward thinker. Mine is I just get too ahead of myself and forget. My brain is rebelling against everything else. I think let's try to put a little red heart up here. There's a red heart. And I was running a little late, so I did not get a cart link, excuse me, put in the description. Oh, I will go back in after the live is over and update everything with a cart link. Some of these transfers are retired, some are not. I have a mess. I'm just pulling off the excess. Okay, so we're done with that. Let's close up my red. I think I'll close up the pink while we're at it. Again, I wouldn't normally put three red ones right there together, but I didn't think very well. Okay, so I think we're good there. I'm going to bring in the black. I'm going to be brave. And I'm going to layer over some paste. I don't do that very often, but we'll give it a whirl. If all else fails, I can sand the tag down and do it again. And actually, because I don't want to use all of this transfer, I just want to use the word love. So I'm going to actually put the backer sheet back on most of the transfer, except for the love part. It's less that I have to fuzz, and less that could pull up some of my design that I already have down. So I'm going to put the love over the heart. And I'm just making sure I have about an equal amount of white space on each side. And I'm pretty much just eyeballing. And I just want to rub where that silk screen is. And I want to try to avoid rubbing the inside of that O a lot. It's just, nope, that one's too big. So let's just wash this red one off. I guess I could have used that. Okay, so I'm just going back into the black velvet. Cross your fingers. Ooh. And I'm kind of using a light touch. I'm not pressing very hard because I don't want this black to seep under my transfer. I also don't want to push all of that teal area down hard. And I'm not going to rub too many times because I'll reactivate that red paste and then I'll have an even bigger mess. Okay. Here's hoping. Cross your fingers. I'm going to pull slow so I don't fling black. It worked. Woot, it worked. Dry it quick. And here's what we have. Jason says, sweet. So there is the tag. Looks really cute. I'm just going to lay that over here to dry a little bit. Let's move my candle because I want to get these transfers cleaned off since they've been sitting in water. Throw all those out. Okay, so let's bring our bucket of water back in. Let's bring in our towel. My board erasers. And we're just kind of letting them all swim together in the same pool. So I'm just using my board eraser and I'm wiping off all of that paste. Hi, Kim. I'm just cleaning up a few of our transfers. We've chopped a candle, just a generic glass container candle. I had designed it in the fall, but I took all that off. And now we're kind of getting it ready for Valentine's Day. Just kind of showing you how you can take an inexpensive candle that you can get at Walmart, Dollar General. You could even use the Bath and Body Works container candles, especially since they have the colored glass. That would be really pretty. So now that I put my board eraser, let's get these finished and clean real quick. And then we'll bring our candle back in, and then we'll add all of our embellishments. Okay. Let's get our disinfecting wipe to wash the back. This is one of the other reasons that I love Chalk Couture products. It's such super easy cleanup. It's not overwhelming. I love to paint door hangers, but there's a lot of paint cleanup and brush cleanup. But if you want to craft and create unique, one-of-a-kind things, but you don't want to be overwhelmed, these are great products for that. Okay, so they are wet, but I am putting them back on their backer sheet where they can kind of hang out and dry a little more before I put them away. If I don't do this, then it's another week before I get them put back on their backer sheets, and that's not very good. That makes them a lot less sticky. So I've just gotten into the habit of trying to take really good care of them so that they last me longer. Okay, whoops, missed that one. And I do think with them being slightly damp, they're a lot easier to put back on their backer sheet. Okay, so those are done. Let's throw that away. Okay, so let's bring our candle back in. I'm putting this towel down because I don't want to scratch it up. Remember when we started, it was completely covered with black buffalo plaid chalk. So we added the "Hello, I love you." And we just added some cute little hearts to the back. So there's that. And then we made this cute little tag. And then we're just going to attach everything together. So this is just a very inexpensive glass container candle from Walmart. Thanks, Kim. Smells delightful. So now we're just going to add all of our decoration. This is what we took off of it. So it was buffalo plaid and it had a fall tag. So now we're just going to add our Valentine's Day decor. So I'm still not sold on ribbon. I have some red and white polka dot. I have some pink leopard. Also have some pink wired nope, that's not wired. I have some pink organza. I have this fluffy mini boa type stuff. I'd love to use this leopard somehow. And then I have some black and white check. But first, we're going to wrap our jute twine just around the neck of the candle. If it'll cooperate with me, let's just go the other way then. I'm just going to wrap it around 3 or 4 times just to kind of give me a sturdy base to add my bow. I'm going to tie that really tight. And if you didn't get it tight enough, you can lift all of these up. And I like to, if it's not very tight, put this tail under all of the twine pieces, one going this way and one going this way, and then tie the knot again, and it keeps everything together. I don't know if that made sense or not. So I'm going to add my tag so that I don't remember how I did this one. I think I did it on top of the bow, but I think we'll do this one under the bow. So let me grab my third hand here. So let's start with our thickest ribbon. which is this black and white stripe. And I don't want it. We'll start bigger than I think I'm going to need. We can always cut it off. So I'm just going to stick, oops, let's make another one. I'm just going to make the messy bow. So I just kind of stick it in here and bunch it up. Make sure it's slightly even, somewhat even. What do you think about the pinks and the reds all together? I might need a little bit of help. I'm not a big fan of pink and red together, but I've already done it on the candle. What do you guys think? I really want to add these two, but I think I need to add pink somehow. And I think 2 leopards might be too much, although you can't have too much leopard, but in this case, you might. So I'm kind of thinking maybe this route. We'll see. Anita says she likes the pink leopard. I don't know. Let's see. We can always take stuff out. So because it's the next thickest, we'll use it. Oh my gosh, this candle. I just want to get a spoon and eat. It smells so good. And I don't remember what. It's vanilla caramel spice. Oy vey, it smells good. Okay, so then we'll do, this red is so thin. I wish I had a thicker. And I want this one to be a little bit smaller because as we go up towards the top of the bow, I like to make the ribbons shorter as we go up the bow. I lost my pin. I'll find it when I don't have any shoes on. Oh well. Yeah, I'll find it when I don't have shoes on. I may have to do 3 of those. What do you think? We'll stick with that for right now. Let's just use this for right now. Maybe it didn't have a pin. Maybe it had tape. And this is actually elastic, but it works kind of as the top piece because it's kind of stiff. I wouldn't use it for any other parts of the bow, but definitely the top. It might be too short. What do you think so far? Does it look dumb? Does it need anything else? If we get too much more on here, it might look goofy. I'm actually watching it in the replay of my phone. It doesn't look too bad. Jason says cute. Okay, so I'm just getting a little zip tie out of my stash behind me. That fell out of my chair. Bonita just gave me some heart eyes. So I just have a zip tie here. I'm not going to pull it completely tight yet until I get it all fluffed. And I'm going to cut these. Some people dovetail, but when I work with a bow this small, I like to angle them because sometimes the dovetail ends up looking like a bat. It's just my personal preference, but if you like to dovetail, you go ahead and dovetail. Oops. And I'm just kind of eyeballing and snipping. I do like to make the points all go the same direction. Okay, so now I'm going to pull it a little tighter. And I'm going to just use some little pliers here and make sure I can get it, that way I can get it good and tight. Then I'm going to snip this off. And so then I'm just going to keep fluffing it. And if you stick your fingers kind of in on the underside of some of those wired ribbons, I think it kind of makes it look more like a loop. Let's use that one. Dogs are barking. That means Dane's home. I didn't get those leopard ones. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I've made better bows, but it's still pretty good. Okay, so let's bring it over here. We'll put it on our tag. And I can use this twine will also kind of help cover up. I'm actually going to wrap it around in opposite directions, and that'll help cover up my zip tie a little more. Okay, so I went up with that one, so I'm going to go down with that one. And then I'm going to tie it again. Tie it tight. And then that adds even a bit more. And then you can just keep separating them, each piece of the ribbon, to make it look a little more full. Oops. Twist that around a little more. So there is our cute little candle. Hello, I love you. Hello, Miss Ashley. When did you sneak in? Sorry, thanks, Ashley. I was busy making a bow. Didn't see you come in. Okay, so let's fix this. Oops, I can't get to the, well, let's just take that off. Okay. You just got in a few minutes ago. So this is what we made. Cute little candle. And this is the one, if you saw the thumbnail, when we first started, it had black buffalo plaid all around it. And I had this fall tag on it. So I knew it was time to change it up for the season. So I just took an inexpensive, generic, inexpensive candle and made it what's the word? I don't even know what the word is I want. Made it unique for this season. Do you know what else I forgot to do? Let's sand the tag. Thank you, Ashley. So I'm going to put this just underneath here so I don't accidentally sand on my candle. I'm just going to take my little sandpaper here and rough up the edges a bit and smash my bow a heck of a lot. Well, then sometimes you need to think before you. Okay, so now we can refluff our bow. I spruced it up, that's right. Thanks for the words. Now I just got to refluff again. Okay. I think one side of my bow is bigger than the other. I am excited about tomorrow. I made my list and hopefully I can get some of the stuff I want. I'm going to have to do it in a few phases, like a little bit now, a little bit later. But what Ashley is referring to is our spring and summer catalog launches tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So it launches not only for designers, but it also launches for customers. I do have a link to view that online catalog in my private group. So if you're not a member and you would like to join that group, just put group down in the comments and I will send you a link to that group. I've also been posting a few little sneak peeks of things from the catalog. There are, I believe, 4 chalk made kits that are available in this season's catalog. Rose gold shimmer paste, so lots of fun things. Some new surfaces, new transfers, all sorts of things. Some new gnome transfers. So that launches. Just want to remind you that this is the February Club Couture transfer. It is Take the Long Way Home. It is an exclusive size B transfer. It comes with 3 chalk paste singles. I believe it's Berry, Lakeshore, and Ocean Mist. It is $19.99 with free shipping. There is a 3-month commitment. It is a DIY kit that is mailed to your mailbox every month. You can cancel at any time after that 3-month commitment, but also as a club member, you get $4.95 flat rate shipping on all additional chalk site orders. And there are special promotions and deals through Chalk Couture every month. And speaking of promotions and deals, as a Club Couture member, if you spend $60 this month, I believe it's $75 Canada, $60 US, you get 5 previously released, that word was hard, Club Couture transfers from 2020. So that's a $75 value right there. And you're saying, wait, I'm not a club member yet. How do I get that deal? Well, if you sign up to be a new club member this month, you also get 5 Club Couture transfers that were previously released, and you get those from the 2021 Club Couture transfer releases. So definitely, if you're interested in Club Couture, type club down in the comments, and I will send you some information on how to sign up for that. And I think that is all of the information that I wanted to go over. So let's hop back in the comments. If you would like for me to send you the link to view the catalog, just put catalog or put link down in the comments below, and I will send you a link to the new catalog that launches tomorrow. There are a bunch of transfers that are retiring at midnight tonight. I think it's midnight. I think it's midnight tonight. So if there were some that you had your eye on, especially if they were fall, Christmas transfers. Get those tonight. Otherwise, they are paused or retired for good. So, also, just as a reminder, tonight was my 98th episode, or my 98th live video. So I will be celebrating my 100th video on Friday. Instead of going live on Saturday, I'm going to go live on Friday and have some giveaways and have a big old party to celebrate that big 100th episode. So excited for that. Ashley says, I think the new club members who spend $60, that's true. Good point, Ashley. So she's saying that if you join Club Couture as a new customer this month, you get the automatic 5 free pre-release transfers from 2021, 5 of the 2021 transfers. But you can also take it one step further and spend $60 and get an additional 5 transfers that were released in 2020. So you can get 10 transfers for this month, or for joining Club Couture this month. That's a heck of a deal. And there are some really cute transfers from the past couple of years. So Ashley says, congratulations on 100. Yeah, for someone who was scared to death to go live I've been dragging my feet for 2+ years, and I really am disappointed in myself that I didn't go live sooner, because my mother-in-law would have loved to have watched me go live, and she would have been my biggest cheerleader. But I dragged my feet, and I really wished I hadn't. So 100 is a big dang deal for me. So I will also be live Wednesday at 7:45 Central, but then I will be live on Friday for my 100th video. Probably, I think we'll do that one a little later, like at 8. So kind of be watching my Facebook page. Again, if you don't get the Facebook notifications or YouTube notifications, join my free Telegraph group. It's a free app. You don't have to pay anything for it, and I will send out messages before I go live. That way, if you miss notifications, you'll know that I'm live. So that link is in the description of the video, so go check that out. And I thank you for being on this evening, and I will see you later. Thanks, and have a great evening.